Airways operated DA176 to London Heathrow. As it's mentioned, the strong tailwinds sometimes they give rise to a little bit of turbulence, but hopefully once we get in the middle of the jet stream, it should be smooth. However, that turbulence is not always predictable. Here on the flight deck, we always keep our seatbelts fastened.
What is good and what is bad? What is right and wrong? I'm constantly reflecting on these questions. Do I stay or should I leave? When we no longer have freedom of expression, what will be my reason to be here? I've seen countless arrests. I've seen the brutality. I know people have disappeared. Many have sacrificed their life for our democracy. All the while, I was wrecked by a tremendous sense of guilt. My moral conscience is constantly on edge. The plane's vibration and now hum brings me back to the Hong Kong protests of 2019. I was a journalist, dodging bullets while documenting the battle.
Hong Kong, it seems to me, has always lived by the author Jack London's credo. I would rather be ashes than dust. I would rather my spark should burn out in a brilliant blaze than it should be stifled in dry rot.
When the last British governor, Chris Patten, uttered these words in 1997, I was 15 years old. Though I didn't understand the real meaning of I'd rather be ashes than dust, I did realize that Hong Kong's whole future has been destined. Like millions of Hong Kongers, I knew things were about to change. Not long before, we had witnessed the June 4th massacre in Tiananmen Square. And now, the same troops would be stationed in our city. My family's Hong Kong journey began with my grandfather's death-defying swim. During the 1960s, tens of millions starved to death or were persecuted by the Communist Party in China. Rather than stay and starve, he left his family to brave the shark-infested water and swam to Hong Kong to start a new life. He worked hard, as did the hundreds of thousands of refugees like him. They shared a common objective to never accept fate. but to be the master of their own destiny. The British colonial government provided political stability, the rule of law, freedom of speech, and religion. In 30 years, their determination transformed a small seaport into a prosperous city and a world financial center.
因为中国如果收回主权了，一定会采取一系列的保证香港繁荣和稳定的。
Britain learnt long ago that Hong Kong people know best what is good for Hong Kong. We have no doubt that Hong Kong people can run Hong Kong, as the Joint Declaration promises, and that faithful implementation of the Joint Declaration is the key to Hong Kong's continued success.
And that was the promise made by the leaders of the two world powers. A promise by the CCP that for the next 50 years, we would have our own legal system and our government would have a high degree of autonomy. The British threat was lowered, replaced by the Chinese threat, and a new era began. And we wondered, what would Hong Kong be like under the new master? Since 1997, Hong Kong has become a special administrative region of China.
Putting Hong Kong at the top of the charts, I believe there's 120 active IPO applications.
And life
How much is
continues.
the coronavirus outbreak impacting companies that
The
want to
property
come to
market has soared.
I think,
Foreign
generally
investment
speaking,
expanded.
first, we will build those
On the
capacities
surface,
either by
life
building
was good.
in a connectivity with China or building the capacity of platform ourselves.
As for
or
my
look
family,
inorganic
my
opportunities
grandfather's
to present
sacrifice
themselves.
grants
So,
us a decent life. I
I
was able to follow my passion and work as a journalist and filmmaker, but soon all that would change.
應有嘅權利，攞返我哋應有嘅人身安全、言論自由。
Beijing continued to consolidate its political influence on Hong Kong.
大家出嚟遊行嘅啫，所以我哋更加要出嚟遊行係咪？抗議政治綁架，抗議政治綁架，
堅持一國兩制，港人治港。
The most contested issue was universal suffrage. The Sino-British Joint Declaration stimulates that in Hong Kong, all adults will have the right to vote for the chief executive, a democratic cornerstone. But Beijing dictated that the candidate must be approved by them. This threat to Hong Kong's autonomy ignited a movement in 2014 against Beijing's increasing authority. It was called the Umbrella Movement.
The SL government and the central government have been violating the international law and the basic law for more than 2 decades and locking down at our basic civil rights.
I was among the dozens of journalists and filmmakers who followed this movement almost daily. I was impressed by the passion of these young people. They were organized and committed.
Thank you so much.
But after 78 days, the police came in to arrest the leaders. The movement ended.
对中国中央政府对香港特区的管理也不具备任何约束力。英方对回归后的香港没有主权、没有治权，也没有监督权。中英联合声明作为一个历史文件，已经不再具有任何现实意义。
Chiang Tong-kai murdered his pregnant girlfriend during a holiday in Taiwan. He fled back to Hong Kong, which does not have extradition arrangements with Taiwan.
5 years later, in 2019, the government's response to a murder case would spark a new movement.
As he left prison, he apologized.
I will accord priority to this area of work and will immediately enhance the staff resources in the Security Bureau and the Department of Justice to enable them to negotiations with the mainland of China, Taiwan, and Macau.
The Hong Kong government, in an attempt to appease China, saw an opportunity to use this murder case to propose an amendment to an existing law that will allow for the extradition of Hong Kong citizens to be tried not only in Taiwan, but also in China. We knew too well that the legal system in China is very different to ours. It disregards human rights and is often used to suppress political dissent. We fear the loss of our judicial independence and the end of the one country, two systems principle.
我哋有需要繼續密集式咁去解說呢條條例嘅性質係乜嘢嘢。
On the 9th of June, I joined more than 1 million people to march against this extradition bill. The crowd contains people of all ages, from many different backgrounds and occupations. We are united by a sense of empowerment and optimism. I hope that perhaps by uniting together, 1 million strong, we will be heard and we can make change.
香港老師加油！多謝，加油啊！香港人加油！
But nothing changed. 3 days later, the government announces the new reading and a debate of the bill at the Legislative Council. At the same time, police intensifies their attacks. They are always youngsters who stay behind to clean up the streets after the crackdown. I ask them why, and they say, This is our home. We must keep it clean.
We should restart our communication with all sectors of society, do more explanation work, and listen to different views of society.
On the 15th of June, Carrie Lam announces the bill is on hold. Meanwhile, a man in a yellow coat urges for the withdrawal of the bill and then jumps from a building and dies. The next day, 2 million of us take to the streets, mourning his death and continuing to protest against the bill.
Communist Party are doing too much to us. We are not trying to destroy Hong Kong. We are fighting for justice. We are fighting for democracy.
As the fear of this bill continues to grow, so do the demands. The protesters call not only for the withdrawal of the bills, but also for democratic reforms and an end to the police brutality. July 1st marks Hong Kong's handover day, the day when the British transferred the city's sovereignty to China. Every year since 1997, the government has organized a flag-raising ceremony and lavish banquets to commemorate this historic milestone. This year, additional security and armed police block and fill the streets. At the same time, thousands attend a rally to demand for democracy, universal suffrage, protection of freedom of speech, and other political concerns.
稍后我们有一个奏唱国歌的仪式，那个时候希望大家肃立，面向国旗及区旗，并合唱国歌。
As the loudspeakers blast China's national anthem to drown the voice of the rally, it takes on an unexpected meaning. As I film the young protesters, I wonder what they would be doing if not for this movement. It's their summer holidays, and they should be in the cinema or at the malls. Why are they exposing themselves to tear gas, police beatings, and arrests? I ask myself, what is my role and how can I help? I have to do what I know best, document their struggle.
政府制約網民，所以我哋不得不進行各種嘅不合作運動、佔領運動，乃至今日嘅立法會佔領運動。
The protesters declared their proclamation of resistance and expressed their 5 demands. Withdraw the bill, set up an independent inquiry of police brutality, revoke the labeling of protesters as rioters, grant amnesty for arrested protesters, and implement universal suffrage by 2020.
我哋呢度越多人，我哋就越安全。佢冇辦法喺度放催淚彈，我哋會死㗎。佢冇辦法喺度用警棍驅散我哋1000個人。如果我哋今晚翻去開冷氣瞓覺，第二朝香港冇事發生過，1個月嘅犧牲完全付諸東流。我哋係咪上過3條人命，好多日嘅血汗，我哋就咁樣付出，白白浪費。每一個決定都係你自己嘅，但係香港人只能夠係今次，我哋唔能夠再輸。啱啱再宣佈多次，警方已經宣佈咗會喺立法會一帶清場。
我部車。
我哋香港人一輸就係輸10年，我哋公民社會會永不翻身，領袖學生都會被捕，所以我哋今次其實既然已經入咗嚟，點解我哋冇勇氣繼續佔領落去呢？如果我哋而家能夠浩浩蕩蕩佔領呢度，重奪立法會，撤回反送中呢條惡法，我哋就能夠正正當當咁樣佔領呢個立法會。
你個記者走乜撚啊？我淨係想講一樣嘢，呢度越多人，我哋越安全，係咁。唔得喎！你又咁做嚟，咁要打鳩我哋咩？係走！行快兩步，行快！
We should seriously condemn. The community at large will agree with us that with these violent acts that we have seen, it is right for us to condemn it.
Why there were no police officers inside National Building? What kind of games is the police playing?
There were several incidents happen that make that we have to do a temporary retreat.
On the 15th of June, I have announced the suspension of the bill. By suspending the bill at this point in time, with no timetable and no plan to resume the debate of the bill in the Legislative Council, the bill will expire or the bill will die.
Over a month after the first rally against the bill, protests continued. One day, after the protest, I walked into a shopping mall to take the train home. Suddenly, the police showed up. They blocked all the exits of the mall. I'm trapped. The roar of the crowd, the blood, the smell of the battle, the explosion of violence. It's like witnessing a fight in the Roman Colosseum. The scene suffocates me. I feel disoriented. What am I filming? All lost control. All lost reason. A few officers are outnumbered by the angry crowd. I feel bad for the officers.
Fight for freedom!
Toxic tear gas penetrates the air, everywhere, the roads and the alleys. Resistance becomes a daily routine for many. Trying new strategies and tactics spurs creativity. Umbrellas no longer shield against the sun and rain. but against water cannons, rubber and pepper bullets, pepper sprays and tear gas canisters. And who could ever imagine that the stream of smoke falling from these iconic buildings of our beloved city is actually tear gas that can blind you?
點解咁多日都唔回應呢？
政府咧成日話天台留咗個位俾你，而家你點樣對得住嗰3個受害者，嗰3個自殺嘅人嘅家屬咧？同埋你仲覺唔覺得自己喺天台有個位會唔會落地獄？點解你只係表達暴力，但係唔回應訴求？俾特首回答我，會再作出應對。
我哋而家請阿石敬全先生出嚟啊！係啊，佢係好受歡迎講財經嘅，但我想聽下佢點樣講最近嘅香港。
最近嘅香港係好簡單，美國佬想中國死。如果美國係需要支援晒全香港700萬人，每人都派錢俾我哋咧，我哋係好樂意去收嘅。不過佢一定唔係可以派晒俾咁多。喺個別人士嚟到做呢個咧，係我哋睇到喺東歐事件，其中一個係烏克蘭嘅情況。烏克蘭佢哋搞咗一個係顏色革命，佢哋好多武器㗎嘛，有遮㗎嘛。嗱，我哋又唔能夠用棍㗎。屋企有冇藤條啊？攞藤條出嚟，揾要長少少嘅打仔。
你係邊度㗎？好似黃絲喎，啊暴徒喎，你好似係暴徒咁喎，根本係黃絲嚟嘅。係啦，乜都好唔好咁。唉，唔理佢，我就中意同黃絲作對。唔係，冇咁勞氣，始終正一冚家產嚟嘅呢班友仔。
I'm shocked to hear this man condemning media workers like myself as trash, but he's not alone. His anger is shared by many who support the government.
太軟弱。造成今日咁亂，香港仲有前途嘅咩？呢啲咁嘅黃媒，正垃圾嚟㗎。香港就係俾你啲黃媒搞死㗎咋。打狗走狗，唔係，我相信都唔係。開間走狗。
Hong Kong is being ripped apart. Blinded by anger, some of the pro-government camp attacked the demonstrators. The worst assault happens in a town north of the city, Yuen Long. Pro-government organization launched a campaign on social media with the slogan, "Protect our home and defend our country." They picked July 21st, a Sunday, for their call for action. More than 100 men dressed in white shirts and carrying bamboo pole entered the Yuen Long train station. They begin beating up people indiscriminately. $24,000 calls made to the emergency hotline go unanswered. Dozens are injured, including 3 journalists and 1 pregnant woman. 45 minutes after the mob attack, 30 police officers entered the station. There's not a single arrest made by the police that night.
喺文明社會入邊咧，尋晚喺元朗發生嘅事咧，可以被定性為恐襲嘅。嗱，你過往立法會所謂即係受衝擊嘅時候，你凌晨4點都可以出嚟見市民。尋晚成晚你去咗邊呢？另外就係你不斷講啦，暴力會更加激發暴力。尋晚係咪就係官警黑合演嘅大龍鳳要兌現你呢一句説話呢？
我嘅心情大家可能唔知道，但可以話俾大家聽，呢個幾個月以嚟，我係非常非常之擔憂。我嘅擔憂係因為我擔心香港是否仍然一個我哋係引以為傲嘅法治嘅社會。多謝大家。
好，我。
The Yunnan attack becomes a forbidden subject for discussion. But as journalists, we want to know who gave the orders. The airport is an important entry point to Hong Kong. Many decide to use it as a platform to inform visitors about the movement.
We're here today to tell everyone that Hong Kong is still a safe place to travel, except that the Hong Kong police is really suppressing us and trying to fight us. And we will not give in until the justice is done. So we'll be here for as long as it takes so that everyone will be safe and peace. Thank you. Danke, sir.
我住彩虹嚟做乜嘢？係咪搭飛機迎接飛機？定參與邊個 friend？你知道我聯絡佢，我睇下你係咪參與未經批准集會？係啦，阻大家一陣，唔需要出示身份證嘅啊。睇住，望實啦！
下低，冇反抗啦，冇喐，唔好喐，冇得走，冇得走 ，Jason，女警，話陳嘅，襲警嚟，女警，冇特別啊，咁多記者影住都咁做咧你，冇喐，
望第邊，唔好在邊啊！望第邊。自己睇後少少，唔該。睇後少少，唔該，睇後少少。做緊嘢啊！等開少少，等開少少。等開少少，等開少少，唔該。等開少少。唔好意思。喂，兄弟有冇蝴蝶扣？有冇蝴蝶扣？
While witnessing the arrest, I'm red with guilt. Why didn't I warn this young couple that the police were behind them?
900，阿喬，8540。喂，BTU有冇蝴蝶扣？
等陣有咩唔舒服？有咩唔舒服？我哋而家見到佢右手擦損咗，右手擦損，仲有攞死都唔舒服。叫咩名啊？唞唔到氣，唞唔到氣。走啦！你俾佢唞氣，唞唔到氣啊！你有錢唔到氣啊！你走開先啦，唞氣啊！開始圍氣，開始圍氣俾佢唞氣。麻煩揾一位幫我 call 救護車。
王肥。
I witnessed countless times when a dozen police officers surround and arrest a single protester. There have been rumors that protesters have disappeared after they are detained. With blood gushing out of their mouth, they will scream out their name and ID number so that my camera will record it. My camera may be their only protection or even salvation, but still, I feel helpless.
我得閒啦，你個人士可以講你個名同埋你個電話。唔好得閒啦，唔好得閒。坐開啫！我而家冇坐，兩個男子係咪啊？走啦，唔好行啦，走啦！走！見我！
I have 2 bottles of water in my backpack. Should I give it to him? As a member of the press, what's my role? Should I make a stand? By remaining silent while documenting this act of violence and injustice, have I become an accomplice to the police? I continue filming, but I feel like a coward. The Yunnan attack and the countless arrests of protesters sparked outrage across the city. The incompetence of the government is clear. Many groups, teachers, journalists, lawyers, doctors, and nurses initiate rally and petition to stop the police violence.
搞爛香港嘅，只係林鄭和黑警。
The civil servants call for a general strike.
我哋香港人、公務員，我哋要忠誠嘅係忠誠於民主、自由、法治，係咪？
近乎70%嘅香港人係反對逃犯條例修訂草案。
警
Many social media platforms are used to rally international support for the Hong Kong protest movement.
On behalf of Hong Kong Watch, it's a privilege to be with you today, and it is amazing.
Thank you all for attending this rally. And today we are honored to have Sir Ian Duncan Smith MP and Stephen Kinnock MP to participate in this rally.
Stand in solidarity with those who are oppressed in China and in Hong Kong.
The scenes of violence took a toll on me. Whenever I found myself overcome by anger, I would stroll along the so-called London Wall. This is my comfort zone. Here are examples of the creativity of the Hong Kong people, and evidence that our city still has freedom of expression. This is where I can find mutual support and a sense of community in the midst of chaos. Today, I come across a mother and her son. His message and his smile are my salvation. But the government is not to be swayed. It remains silent to the public demands to stop police brutality and abuse of power. Protest activities escalate. History has shown us that regimes often use labels to dehumanize their victims. In the 1930s, the Nazis condemned the Jewish people as rats, cockroaches, and mice. 6 million Jews were murdered. In 2019, on the 4th of August, Hong Kong police borrowed the same label for its own citizens.
係咪啲曱甴脫皮啊？唔知係咪曱甴咁唔知啊嘛。大船叫我見係曱甴啊！
They cover up their police identity number. The masses conceal their faces. They point their guns at the public, and more often now at us journalists. This has become the norm. The brutality increases. On 29th of September, a police officer starts shooting at us. One of the rubber bullets blinds an Indonesian journalist. I was standing a few feet from her. It could have been me. As the police escalate their tactics, it becomes more and more dangerous for journalists to cover the protests. Any situation can spiral out of control within seconds. We are fair game to the police, and there's no accountability. We know the danger, but we want to keep on reporting.
Serious incident. Exit immediately. There are ticket gates are open. Do not use tickets or octopus cards. 本站將會關閉，乘客必須立即離開，所有閘機現已開啟，出閘無需使用車票或八達通卡。禁止等過，由於發生嚴重事故，本站將會關閉，乘客必須立即離開，所有閘機已開啟，開門時不需要使用車票或是八達通卡。This is an emergency. The station is closing because of a serious incident. Exit immediately. All ticket gates are open. Do not use tickets or octopus cards. 緊急廣播：由於發生嚴重事故，本站將會關閉，乘客必須立即離開。所有閘機現已開啟。你做咩啫？我企嘅危險啊！請勿等過，如果發生嚴重事故，本站將關閉，乘客必須馬上離開。所有閘機已開啟。This is an emergency. The station is closing because of a serious incident. Exit immediately.
一齊做嘢！快啲，大部分到咗，而家控制緊。小心啊！小心！小心！小心！而家控制緊，唔好同佢哋
乘客必須馬上離開，所有閘機已經開啟。通過時不需要使用車票或是八達通卡。This is an emergency. The station is closing because of a serious incident.
阿 Sir， 我求下你啊 ，Sir！ 你嘅差人先生去邊啊 ，Sir？ 我哋救人咋？如果佢仲影嘅話，就需要你停止講嘢。係啦，因為有晒片嘅，我都冇得講大話，我陣間就會收翻。我哋救人咋 ，Sir？ 你嘅差人先生去邊啊？因為人 企人㗎嘛，係咪啊？唔好鬧阿 Sir， 朋友嚟㗎。我是台人嚟㗎，香港人哋我哋都係。我是同根生，冷靜，冷靜。阿 Sir 香港人嚟㗎。
屌你老母！屌你老母死撚曬全家你啦！你老母你都香港人嚟㗎，屌你老母！
俾我講唔該。
有差佬補救啊！有得。
其實我哋都唔想憎你嘅，好多市民都唔想憎你哋㗎。
屌你老母等先收啊！
俾我講得唔得？唔該。阿 Sir， 我由細到大夢想就係做一個警察，但係今年我對你徹底改觀，阿 Sir， 我對你好失望，阿 Sir。
警察屎蟲嚟！
我係想救人咋，阿 Sir 唔該你啊，我俾晒啲裝備你㗎，我俾晒啲裝備你，阿 Sir， 你俾我去救啊！我救完你打我，你肥我，你點都好啊，你拉我都好啊，阿 Sir， 你俾我救佢啊！我唔該你，阿 Sir。屌你老母成撚屎撚差佬，乜撚嘢啊黑警！屌你老母臭閪，人嚟㗎你乜撚嘢？黐撚線㗎你！俾阿 Sir 講埋先啦。佢唔打死人咩？你老母閪！你乜撚嘢黐撚線？我係人嚟㗎！你老母！阿 Sir， 我唔計兵打死啊！一命換一命啊！你真係想救人啊！唔好講咁撚多啊！咁你老母放人啊！
係好簡單啫嘛。
我屌你老母！我救人咋？
屌你老母！你都唔係人嚟㗎，你乜撚嘢？屌你老母！我乜撚嘢唔差佬啊？差佬睇你兩個屌你老母！
今日咧係首場嘅對話，希望日後嘅對話可以喺各區進行。但係無論幾艱難，我同我嘅同事都認為呢個嘅直接對話應該開始啦。
Carrie Lam holds a community dialogue, aiming to connect with the public.
林鄭政權血債累累。
咁所以如果要走出呢個困難，揾一條出路，最大嘅責任係特區政府。
The angry citizens label her actions as farce. She's putting on a show for Beijing. Looking at their faces less than 10 meters away, I'm reminded of a Solzhenitsyn's famous words. They lie to us. We know they are lying. They know we know they are lying. But they keep lying anyway.
由6月9號到而家，唔通特區政府仲未聽到市民嘅吶喊聲咩？100萬人嘅遊行，只能夠換嚟政府強行通過二讀嘅回應。作為一個小市民，我真係覺得好失望。
While covering the protest movement, most journalists suffer PTSD. I have nightmares about being arrested or being shot at. These dreams haunt me constantly.
大聲啲，係何佢老母！10月1號，10月1號。
The 1st of October is China's National Day. Chairman Xi Jinping presides over the largest military parade ever held in Beijing's Tiananmen Square, showing off its military muscle, including the intercontinental ballistic missiles capable of reaching the United States.
只有國戍。
在外界关注中国军队是否会介入香港抗疫之际，中国驻港部队发布了宣传片，展示防暴演练等画面。
Meanwhile, in Hong Kong, protests erupt in many districts. They capture the world's attention and upstage Beijing's celebration.
They will do everything they can to oppress us tomorrow, just to look peace. A fake peace.
如果香港的局势进一步的恶化，危及国家主权和安全的动乱，中央也绝不会坐视不理。
1st of October is the remarkable day that we show our discontent. It's not the day for celebration, and with the hardline crackdown, we still keep on the fight. 不如之後先啦，冇啦。呢度係一個公共嘅道路，請你哋唔好阻塞道路。你呢個警察造成阻塞，請你哋立即離開。行埋一邊，我哋而家接實你。
We just heard the news that thousands of troops have gathered in a stadium across the Chinese border, and the police have relaxed their guideline for using live bullets during the protest. I can feel the grip of fear in the cloud. The mood has changed. This is the 5th month since I've been covering the protest. I have been pepper sprayed and hit by rubber bullets. I have passed out on the street after breathing in too much tear gas. But today marks a different chapter. Real bullets. The police will show no mercy. I learned from the frontline protesters that I must memorize the phone number of the volunteer lawyers. I wrote my will. I'm not ready to die yet. I think of all the things I still want to accomplish. Part of me wants to quit, but the calls for help bring me back to the scene.
佢唔會可憐你㗎。
我使緊佢可憐啊！話俾人聽，香港人有幾撚硬啊！我哋有幾撚硬？ 救佢啊！佢受咗傷啊！中咗槍啊！佢中咗槍啊！我中咗邊度？我呢個白色咩嚟㗎？你喺度收聲啊！你睇下邊度啊？我中咗槍！你中咗槍啊！你有冇中咗槍啊？邊度中槍？唔知啊！好坤坤，好坤坤！佢流血啦！我心口好痛啊！我去醫院。你心口流咗血啊？ 曾志健，曾志健，曾志健，身份證，咩人就話而家冇示威者，中槍啊，中槍，同地個個佢計好，一個的球。你唔好打個動啊！你唔好阻住人口人㗎，點解？你叫佢哋落嚟啦！佢哋正式去救護咩？梗係啦，用 first aid 都未有啊！first aid 都有啦。佢哋唔搞佢，我而家控制你啊嘛！ 跟住香港城上搞到我都得㗎，咁有佢先啦，我唔使啊。
The inevitable happens. A police officer fires a live round at an 18-year-old student. The young protester's life is spared. The bullet misses his heart by 3 centimeters, but he's arrested and charged with rioting and assaulting the police.
The world is watching. This move can be perceived as a step closer to authoritarianism, like in mainland China. Your reaction?
Well, I notice that the world is watching, and I hope that the world will watch the situation in a comprehensive and impartial manner.
Instead of de-escalating detention, the government implements another severe measure, the banning of masks at any public gatherings.
唔係出嚟玩啊！話俾你啲人聽，呢個香港發生乜嘢事啊？你哋係咪仲係淨係望住部手機，望住部電視機去講啲乜嘢你又信啊？我哋做到嘅嘢真係唔多，即係你一出去就會俾人捉、俾人拉、俾人肥咁樣。
You have taken a very dramatic step today. If this measure fails to bring stability back to Hong Kong, what will you do next? What additional measures, what additional emergency measures do you plan to take next?
As a responsible government, we have the duty to use all available means in order to stop the escalating violence and restore calmness in society.
你哋和平抗爭，全世界支持你哋嘅話聽。而家就係和平緊，你明唔明啊，先生？開晒槍啦已經，我哋唯一可以做嘅就係唔俾架車開啊！你明唔明啊？我哋冇嘢做到啊！你明唔明啊？
You were in Beijing, not in Hong Kong, for October 1st holidays. Did you get Beijing's approval to do this?
Sorry, I think the CE has answered your question. Just wait for your turn.
I think.
As in all other things, this gentleman, as in all other things relating to this exercise, I have said time and again that this is something that we will handle within Hong Kong in accordance with one country, two systems, and our existing legal and non-legal means.
今日記者會到此為止，唔該晒。
立牌成條街都係人啊！你出唔出去啊？
虧啊你！
有好笑，射唔到你，好笑，
即係
好脫啊！
好奪啊你！
呢個咁激動啊！屌你老母！見到未啊？防暴嘅坎坷啊！
係呢個政府逼我哋攞起罷工，攞起我哋嘅武器，冇人想咁樣揸住呢個病同平時拉咁樣。
咁樣。
係，跟住有個動作沉肩放鬆。又係服。直升機。
呢次直升機喎。
係直升機。有咩令到我走上前線？佢哋嘅警暴問題，我唔係第一次見到有啲女仔俾人撳咗喺地下打。我細個我想做警察嘅，但係我想做嘅警察係保護市民嘅警察，係為咗守護人民，而唔係去無法無天咁樣去無差別攻擊市民，而唔係你可以隨意開槍去射一個手無寸鐵嘅學生，唔係你可以暗馬底冇鏡頭影到就可以對人施暴嘅警察咯。
有煙喎，邊度？燒緊嘢喎。咦係喎。火車站喎。
望遠鏡呢個位望到。
望遠鏡喺嗰度地下防火袋隔離。我睇緊 Instagram。
係。
係918
我踩到。
時代革命！加油加油！多謝。
冇辦法啦，始終有啲嘢係我哋應該要去做，呢個係我哋責任。如果我哋嘅社會我哋唔自己守護翻嘅話，我諗冇人會話我哋去做嘅，始終。
His words calmed me. In his eyes, I see unwavering determination. We didn't exchange names. Stay safe, I said. And then we hugged. I never saw him again.
確保大家安全，後方嘅職員盡快離開。
By now, the protest movement is in its 6th month. Is this what war sounds like? The persistent sound of gunshots. I'm used to it by now. My hand don't shake anymore. I remember the first time I heard this sound just a few months ago. I jumped. When did I get used to it? When did I learn to cope with this constant fear?
行後啲，離開！全部立即離開！有啲警察使用武力，將你哋驅散同埋拘捕。槍係準備，fire！向左邊行嗰邊喎。向嗰邊，邊個？小康托住個面具。冇事，冇喊，好精靈。哎呀，小朋友，冇事啊！好啊，行啦，冷靜嚟啦！
The smell of tear gas permeated our daily life.
攞晒佢，攞晒佢。未出嚟。聽完啦。唔使做。
It became part of the air we breathe. Sometimes, out of the blue, I can smell it. I know I'm hallucinating, but my heart beats so fast. It's like I'm having an anxiety attack.
係咩味啊？咩味？好似好重嘅黑椒味，好想喊。可唔可以幫我打返個格仔？嗰個喉嚨定好唔舒服，好似喺金鐘現場咁。啊，仲要係食緊，仲要係嗰種味道係似呢一個中國製嘅 TG。哇，好感動！哇！
My fellow journalists and I have become marathon runners, dodging bullets. Unfazed by the violence around us, we carry on. We are an army of wistful thinkers. Look, it's only tear gas. They haven't fired the water cannon yet. It's only water, not real bullets. Sure, bullets are flying, but the tanks are still in the barracks. Have we been desensitized to the danger? I must keep the camera rolling. Toxin released by tear gas can cause vomiting. Some choke and cough out blood. I develop skin rashes, which disrupt my sleep. And when I can sleep, a recurrent dream haunts me. I'm trapped in a car with no doors or windows. I'm being driven to the desolate wilderness. And then they throw me out of the car. I screamed, but no one hears me. Only the crows staring at me.
入邊有啲冚巴散喎，後面全部知我哋要撤㗎啦。你有冇睇過架洋務頭先點樣撞過嚟啊？你知唔知洋務有？唔好鬧交先，唔好鬧交先，唔好鬧交先。即係我想問，我想問咧，我哋而家撤咗啦，係講緊下邊會唔會再走翻嚟？3點都唔走啊？走唔撚到啊！ 呢度專通橋上緊嚟，後面嗰度白到南嗰邊會係啊，所以我哋依家全部人守 M 入邊嗰條樓梯啊，攞翻個最高點啊，係。嗰邊夠人，只我哋係依個位守唔到㗎。我反擊佢，100口嚟喎。咁喺嗰度咧就守住。
即係我自己一個喺度，我哋喺度喊。我20本歲，我真係未試過咯。即係點解咧？點解唔係可以學到我哋咧？
我會好榮幸可以同咁多位手足經歷咁多啦。如果真係要賭上自己10年，為咗香港嘅未來，我都覺得值得嘅。
quân落地，quân落地入嚟，quân落地，我哋每人放我手，quân落地，quân落地，唔該，最緊要係啊，唔該，唔該，你行開先啊，好，攞住有學生入 Poly，有學生入 Poly。
That intensive loud bang jolts me. I have never heard or seen this before. Some of my fellow journalists hide behind lampposts. Some cover their ears with their hands. And some are so shocked they just freeze. I have gotten used to this. I just want to continue filming. But today, the tear gas is so strong, the filter from my gas mask no longer works. I have to leave. Lately, there's blood in my stool. On the 5th day of the siege, I returned to the campus at midnight. This lone voice breaks the silence. He's the only chef who stayed on campus to cook for the protesters during the siege. Tonight, no one comes out to answer his call. Those in hiding must be hungry. Perhaps he's calling to let them know he has not abandoned them. Some reporters stay on campus through the night. One tells me he will stay till the last protester leaves. He says, if we are not here, who knows what may happen. The destruction goes beyond what our eyes can see. It's not only the building, but the extermination of people's morale, dignity, and hope. The Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. said, "A riot is the language of the unheard." Hong Kong seems to be covered with a layer of mist tonight. A grey opaque presence that conceals the future. The familiar glaring neon signs continue to light up this once bustling neighborhood. But the street is quiet today, an empty shell. It reminds me of what war photographer Don McCullen once said. The desolation here is not caused by nature, but caused by the desire of mankind.
昨天全國人大常委會通過咗《中華人民共和國香港特別行政區維護國家安全法》，所以昨晚呢，我就係簽咗呢個公報，亦都係即時生效。
The Chinese government is now bypassing the city's legislature to rush through its strict new national security law.
我會與中央駐港嘅維護國家安全公署通力合作，確保達至港區國安法嘅立法目的，建立健全維護國家安全嘅機制，令到一國兩制行穩致遠，香港可以長治久安。
The proposed new law will ban sedition, secession and treason, which means any protest could be punished more severely than in the past.
One that is expected to give Beijing new powers to crush dissent. The Trump administration says it no longer considers Hong Kong separate from mainland China, a declaration which could mean significant fallout for one of the world's largest financial centers. Hong Kong is entering a new era of a reign of terror. Will turn the city into a secret police state.
你係賣國賊，聽唔聽到？你係賣國賊。係啊，唔好走啦，曱甴！唉，曱甴暴徒！香港俾你搞死啦！香港！唔係你哋，你哋冇辦法，不知所謂。而家點解連講嘅嘢都唔得啊？以前香港唔係咁㗎。One nation, one Hong Kong. One nation, one Hong Kong. One nation, one Hong Kong. 好，一個，一個。
Full-scale frontal attack. All of this is the end of Hong Kong as we know it.
I forget when it started, when journalists were relegated to ship, to be tamed, fenced off by red line. Only those who can show proper ID can cross the line, while those who have not been approved will be labeled as imposters. They will be questioned, searched, fined, or even taken into custody. The day after the passing of the national security law, police arrest hundreds of people who attended the rallies. One day alone, 370 are taken away and charged with violation of the new law. The youngest is only 15 years old. The once crowded subway is quiet today. The once bustling streets are muted. The Lennon Wall has been stripped. The united voice of the people has been silenced. Replaced by division and suspicion. Behind the mask, the smile is gone. Hong Kong has lost her soul.
People, including opposition lawmakers, were detained in early morning raids on charges of subversion. For Beijing, it's a move of unprecedented scale, the biggest crackdown yet under Hong Kong's new national security law.
We have arrested 53 persons for the offences of subversion under the national security law.
你睇到呢個成單案都係人性嘅腐敗。
We are finding some people have been seriously interfering and disrupting and undermining the operation of the Hong Kong government by means of having a plan, including holding a so-called primary, and also have some forums and do some very extensive publicity in the mass media and the social media.
呢件事已經好荒謬。 呢幾日嘅審訊，除咗折磨緊所有嘅被告、家屬、朋友，再折磨緊爭取民主自由嘅香港人。
We focus on the two offences. Allegation. The first one is conspiracy to defraud, involving some cheating behaviour of having a lower rent for the factory.
警方嘅行動包括拘捕咗即係一傳媒嘅一啲高層，過百個即係警員，即係嚟到一個傳媒機構，差唔多係每一個角落咁無處不在咁樣搜查。好多行裏邊，就算做咗好幾十年嘅，都從來未見過一個咁嘅情況。第三世界地方可能有出現過，嗰啲地方打壓傳媒，冇新聞自由， 但係冇諗過香港會出現咁嘅情況。
And the other one is the offence under the national security law, namely the polluting with the foreign power.
今日我哋好希望黎智英唔使未審先判，喺基本法下低咧，佢係疑犯，係應該可以保釋嘅。
言論無罪，言論無罪，檔案可恥，檔案可恥，安法無罪無天，國安法。
最重要，大家能夠香港人能夠喺呢個最關鍵嘅時候能夠表達到自己嘅意見，唔好因為壓制而唔敢出聲。
In 2019, millions of us took to the streets to march for democracy. For some of us, that became a routine. 2 years later, the routine continues, but the venue has changed. We now gather at the courthouses to voice our support for the detained.
Free Jimmy Lai! Free Jimmy Lai!
In the past 3 weeks, a total of 23 activists, journalists, and councillors came under arrest. Every day, we have activists standing in trial, protesters sent to jail. Under the continuing crackdown against the city's dissidents, generations of youths go from protest to prison. To safeguard liberty for the place that we are born, all of them have made silence but regardless sacrifice.
今日我哋3個亦都有可能係要面對呢一個判刑，而我亦都有可能係喺今日係要面對我人生第一次坐監。
The court is our new battleground, a fight between the just and the unjust, a place that separates heaven from hell. The day turns into the light. We, who have been waiting all day, rush to the prisoner's way. We may not see who is inside through the tinted glass, but we are determined to let them know we have not forgotten their sacrifices. This scene plays out every day in every courthouses.
Fight for freedom! Stand with Hong Kong!
What we are doing now is to explain the value of freedom to the world through our compassion to whom we love.
Today, the 5 demands are distorted by the regime as a terrorist movement instigated by foreign powers. During the year of protest, I never forget a scene that plays over and over again. The sun is setting. The police are about to fire at us. You come and stand in front of us to shield us from the rubber bullets. I ask you, what are you fighting for?
企出嚟嘅話，其實同生活緊喺監獄有咩分別？我哋只不過生活緊係一個更加大嘅監獄。
I haven't had the chance to sit down with my family for a meal for a long time. Tonight is a special night. We don't talk much, but all my favorite dishes are laid out on the table. Mother has been cooking all day. She knows this may be our last dinner together in Hong Kong. The boarding bridge is less than 10 meters long, but it feels like the longest distance I've ever walked. When I look out at the familiar and distant city lights, a deep sadness rushes in. It was here that I lived freely, spoke openly without fear. It was here that I could be who I wanted to be, where opportunities abounded. It was this city of lights that embraced and nurtured me. But like me now, Hong Kong is bandaged and scarred. It may not be possible for me to return to my home city again. I think of my grandfather's motto, never accept fate. I now live in London. Starting over is not easy.
其實係 Hong Kong 應該 stand with 其他嘢，我哋 Hong Kong 要 stands with UK，Hong Kong stands with Ukraine，Hong Kong stands with Tibetan.
I can express myself freely. I found a new purpose here. The fireworks are shining in the sky tonight. If you ask me what I miss most of my beloved city, I will tell you, it's the millions of us marching, chanting, and singing together. Now is the time for us to own our story. Our city may not be the most affluent. Our history may not be illustrious. But we are proud of our immense bravery that united us for the magnificent battle for freedom in 2019.